have a man.
And he should pay your debt.
You have a man also.
And this is
Okay,
why
well, let's
we're
bring
here.
in the men.
Plaintiff April Hall claims that the defendant begged her to go on a girls' trip, but she didn't expect to get stuck with the bill. She is suing for $4,500 for fun in the sun. Defendant Alaysha Douglas claims the plaintiff knew that she didn't have money to go on vacation and even offered to cover all the costs. Plus, when Alaysha did offer to repay some of the money, the plaintiff told her not to worry about it.
Oh, you guys are from Memphis.
Yes.
You ever been to Graceland?
She works there.
You work at Graceland?
I do.
Tell him I said hi.
I definitely will.
You ever notice how you never saw him and me at the same place at the same time?
Never.
Well, I'll tell you why. Okay, as I understand it, you guys went on a vacation, you put up the money, and you want her to pay for her share.
Well, first I would like to say that I've been a fan of yours since I was a kid. I actually used to sneak and watch your show, so very nice to meet you.
I often hear that people say that when they're sick, you know, when they're homesick, they watch my show, and I always tell them, you have to be sick to watch my show. But anyway, thank you. And okay, so what's the case?
I'm here suing my friend of more than 20 years.
Wow.
Yes, we met through a mutual friend and we hit it off. We went out, we had slumber parties. Fast forward 20-something years later, she knows that I travel a lot, so she kind of asked me like, hey, what's up? Let us have a trip. Can we go on a trip? And I'm like,
ask her.
well, maybe a girls' trip. And she's like, no, because she doesn't like anyone. She has no friends. I'm her last standing friend. And see, she didn't interrupt because it's true. I actually went ahead and paid for the Airbnb, the activities, the boat ride, everything that we did that weekend. And under the assumption that she was going to pay me back once she got her lump sum.
Where did you go, by the way?
We went to the Gulf Shores.
Okay. Did you ever talk about it ahead of time? Did
Oh,
you ever?
of course. Yes, we did.
You said you would put the money up, but you would want her to pay back. Did you say when she should pay you back? Was there any?
Well, she was waiting on a lump sum from either a car accident or taxes or something, but it was a lump sum that was coming in. She agreed to pay me once it came.
Never.
And it wasn't a problem until I asked for the money back.
She knew that I didn't have the money, so she was going anyways. So I
Right.
was like, okay, where I go? She was like, well, just come on, don't worry about it. That's her favorite line. She just being petty.
So how much after the trip?
6 months.
So 6 months after you went on the trip, she hadn't paid you anything yet, and you
Correct.
said, now did your lump sum come in yet? Can you pay me?
Yes.
I
And
told
then
her.
she started to complain about bills and COVID and
Did she ever indicate to you that she was going to pay you back?
yes. I have text messages and everything between us.
She has the money. She does not need the money. Now
I want my money. I don't need it. Never said I did.
Okay.
I want it.
She said she was going through a hardship. The hardship was South Africa. If she's going to South Africa, she can apparently need the money. I done had a grandbaby.
Okay.
I don't have it to give her.
Whether she needs the money or not is interesting but not relevant to the case.
Okay.
What is relevant in this case is whether or not there was an expectation that you would pay your share of the trip.
It wasn't a set amount to be paid. She went on and paid for the trip. I went on and went to the trip. She did not ask for the money back until
I
months
did ask
later.
for money.
Yeah.
We was out having drinks. I told her I had received the money. She said, oh, I'm not worried about that little bitty money right now. And she continued to
No,
drink.
it's not true.
Weeks later, she
I
came back
object.
to say, she came back and was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna need my money because I'm planning
I
another
object.
trip. And that was the trip to Mexico. And right behind the trip to Mexico, she was saying she was going to Africa. I just had, my 16-year-old just had a baby. I'm no way impossible can give you that money.
Just as friends, wouldn't just the normal reaction be, well, yeah, as soon as I got some money, I want to pay my share. So
That's what a real friend
I
does.
mean, rather than let someone else pay your whole way, you would say, well, of course I'm
But
going
she
to
knew,
pay
Your
my
Honor,
share.
that I did not have it to even go on the trip.
Then why
This
did you go?
grandchild that she just mentioned, she actually just went on a shopping spree and bought her all kinds of things going live on Facebook. So I'm not sure how she
has to
doesn't
have
have the money.
clothes. She has to have clothes.
Okay.
It's not your responsibility.
You don't have to worry about that.
Now, what evidence do you have of what you spent on this trip?
I have my receipt for the Airbnb.
Well, the Airbnb was what, $5,700, $5,800?
Yes.
But you don't have any other receipts, do you?
No, the activities and everything, it was on, I used the Cash App card, so I would have the receipts on
You
my...
don't have that, okay. There are some texts here where it seems to indicate that you recognize that you should pay something back.
Correct, Your Honor. That's why I told her in February. That's why I was telling her in February she could get the money in February once I had received my taxes.
Okay.
So once the taxes came, we went out, we had dinner, and we talked about the money. I said, April, you can get your money now. She said, oh, Peaches, I'm not worried about that money right now. She said, I'm not worried about that little bitty money right now.
But she did say, I'm not worried about the money right now. She didn't say you don't ever have to pay me back.
But it's been a year.
That was 8
Other
months
things
after
have
I
came
asked.
up. I just don't have it to give her at this particular time.
She has some position at Elvis' house, so I'm not understanding why she don't
I
have
still
the
have
money.
day-to-day living also.
She has 5 vehicles in the driveway. She used to be my landlord.
How big
she
is
has
this
I have a
property.
man also.
She
I
has
have
money.
I have a man.
And he should pay your debt.
That don't have anything to do with him. You have a man also.
And this is
Okay,
why
well, let's
we're
bring
here.
in the men.
I know, they're not here.
No, that's the wrong show. The other show, we say, bring in the men. Okay, guys, look. It just seems that this is such a solvable problem. If you have a
Pay me my
lifelong...
money, we'll be friends again.
I don't have the money
Easy
to give. I
peasy.
don't have the money
Okay.
to give you.
There's room for both of you to move on this. It just seems crazy. I mean, this isn't just you guys just met last year. 20 years, that's a significant portion of your life together. You're gonna blow it,
I
fix
never
it.
said she was my
Fix
best
it.
friend. Joe.
Correct.
Well, one
She's
of...
just a friend.
Yeah.
Right. A friend, not
Okay.
a best friend.
And you can move up on the list if you paid something.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So wait a second.
On the petty list.
So here's what I see. The only evidence you have submitted in terms of what would be owed is the cost of the hotel, the Airbnb. That's the only
And
thing
I
you've
paid for the
submitted.
flights and the activities.
You can't come to court without the evidence. I can't rule on anything other than the evidence that is before me. So I find for the plaintiff in the sum of $2,800.
We argue almost every day because she's the confrontational person. But yeah, we'll be okay. As long as I get my funds from her.
I tried to give it to her in February. She should have took it in February. Not wait a whole year later when it's time for her 3rd trip to want the money.
I will never invite her on a trip again.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. For more Judge Jerry, click here. For more Jerry Springer, click here.